This is my Yamaha Vino. That's a 125. I want to show you. I'll show you the modifications I made to it. And this is my scooter. I got a Honda 50, and I'll show that in another clip. This is the Yamaha 125. What I did to it. Alrighty.
Stop.
Alright, one of the main things I did to it was I put this bigger rack on the back. What it is actually it's a rack that for metal shelvings, and I modified it a little bit, and I cut down the width and I glued it on. As you can see, she's bolted to both sides here with just a 1/4-inch bolt. And they're coming out, and the only other thing I got is right here I have a pipe clamp to hold it level so it doesn't bounce off. Nice and solid, nice and wide, gives me a big base. I can put bungee cords across it, and that's the back carry. That's the first modification I did. Alright, the second modification I did was hold on. Alright, the second modification I did to the scooter was I put this cage, this front carrier and basket in right underneath. Now what it is, I got a flashlight in there, I carry my earbuds in there. This side's big enough I can put a bottle in there, you know, plastic pop bottle in there, carry around, or gloves or whatever. It's a nice storage area. It's out of the way, I don't hit it, it's out of the way. Now I'll show you, describe it with the template I made, how I made it a little bit better. But to show you right now, the only thing I want to show you is you're going to see this bolt down here. That'll come with the basket when you buy it, and I had to put an extension out here because I wanted it farther out away. So I put a little extension out there with an angle to bring it farther away. And you can buy this baskets from Scooter Works. Alright, that's that. To go ahead, what you got to do is you got to make, imagine this is the bottom after you buy from Scooter Works, the basket. This is the bottom. Yeah, you turn the basket over and this is the bottom of the basket. This here is made out of almost like a coat hanger round type material. You're going to have to make a template out of paper to exact shape that fits inside your scooter opening. Once you cut out that piece of paper that fits in there, you're going to lay it on the bottom of the basket. And it's going to come something like around in the basket. You're going to take some wire coat hanger, cut a piece of wire coat hanger, and epoxy on and on. Bend it in the same shape as your template on the end, and epoxy it on, and epoxy it there. Next day when it sets up, you're going to come in and cut this wire, this heavy wire right there, that heavy wire, this heavy wire, and this heavy wire. And then you're going to cut the screen, how it goes up underneath, leaving it longer than the wire. Then you're going to take the screen, bend it over the wire with a pair of pliers, crimp it down on the bottom so it crimps around that wire, and then epoxy it all up. That's how you can modify the bottom of the cart to fit snug up against how it goes up underneath your seat, you know, up where you're up against the front of it. The other thing I did was I took a little piece of aluminum and I epoxied it right onto this mesh here, so it stiffened it up a little bit, around a 1/8 thick, 1.5 inch wide aluminum. Then what you have is you have the nut that comes with the unit that you screw into your scooter. I put a space around here because I wanted this to stick away, further away. And when you cut this, you allow for that too, to make, well, all that's really important is that this fits in, because what it is, the basket will tip down this way a little bit. Tip down. You're going to put that space around there. You're going to set up a bolt that's going to go in and screw into the bottom of that bolt and screw on right to there. That's the best I could describe it. Modification. And I'll show you more on that one when I can get. Next modification is I wanted a GPS up here so I can see it during the day. I don't know if you can see it right now. the screen. But basically I can make it out. I got to make a little cover for this yet to block out some of the sun so I can see it. But it's a GPS. Now, there are two things about this. Let me show you what I got. What it is just a piece of plastic, Velcro on it. Back of the unit has Velcro. It's got that hole drilled in it, and that's to allow, because this round part sticks out, and I had to build it out so it'll fit on the Velcro. What it is, let me show you how it's mounted to the bar underneath. There's another plastic with a 1-inch hole drilled through with a bolt, and that's screwed to the top plastic. 1-inch hole through there, a bolt to clamp it in place. I can just snap that on. Now the power to this unit, what is I got right here? I got this, the plug-in that plugs into that for power. What it is, that wire, I took off the front light, and actually I had to loosen up the bolts on this front blue, the shield up in front. Down the bottom and up on the inside are some bolts you loosen up and you pull that away. You go to behind the key switch and you find the wires that go to this key switch, and the red wire is always hot. So you can tap off that wire, drill a hole through wherever the body up underneath. I bought an extra one of these, the connectors too. So what it is the red wire from this goes to the red wire on the ignition, and then the black wire, the ground, just went to it. So I got power up in front. I don't have any wires going across. Alright, that's that unit. Now, the last addition I made, actually there's two additions I did in the seat. One was, I got this connection. These are a double-pronged connection, and you get this set up from this plug kind of unit from Radio Shack. Now what it is I have another loose one here. I can just plug into this power supply, and I got these two terminals on the end I can connect the battery to. This goes right to the battery. Just drill a hole through the bottom here, fed the wire down through, and the inside to the battery, connected it to the battery. So if I want, I got power in here, plus I can get it to battery. The other thing I wanted to do was, when I'm not using my GPS, I wanted someplace I can keep it nice. So I found that was nice. And all that really was is a piece of aluminum, bent a little bit, pop riveted it on. That holds it nicely in place there, out of the way. I put my helmet in here, everything in here. And those are the additions that I made.